iCarly was ahead of its time in a lot of ways. I mean, let's be real. It featured Carly, Sam, and Freddie as rising internet stars at a time when internet stars were just only starting to become a thing. So I guess it's no surprise they had their finger on the pulse with the most popular and most annoying YouTube creator of the time, Fred. Fred was especially popular with little kids, probably because anyone with a fully developed brain couldn't stand to watch his content for more than a few seconds. And since little kids seemed to love him, of course, Nickelodeon had to get their big meaty claws involved. iMeet Fred premiered back in February 2009, and just 2 months later, Fred made history by becoming the first ever YouTube channel to reach 1 million subscribers. So again, I gotta give it to the iCarly producers. They really featured him as a special guest star at pretty much the height of his popularity. And it had to be exciting for Lucas Crookshank, the creator behind the Fred YouTube channel, because this was his first TV appearance ever. But as some of you surely know, Nickelodeon wouldn't stop there. He'd go on to do not one, not two, but 3 Fred movies and a TV series, all produced by Nickelodeon. And yeah, not only are these pretty much universally hated, they even managed to be so bad that they basically killed off any and all momentum the OG YouTube channel had, putting an end to the online phenomenon that was Fred. Which is kind of funny because iCarly literally has an episode about a TV network finding their webcast and hiring them to turn their online content into a produced TV show instead, which basically ruins every aspect of what made their online material funny by changing everything and TVifying it. But that fictional plotline from iCarly is kind of exactly what Nickelodeon did to Fred in real life. I also gotta give this episode credit for predicting the future with the entire concept of cancel culture, because Freddie is physically assaulted at least 9 times throughout the entire episode just for having an opinion. So yeah, since it's his first ever TV appearance and we all know how his TV career ended up turning out, it's safe to say that this episode was the beginning of the end for Fred, even though he still makes YouTube videos today outside of the Fred character. But was iMeet Fred really as infuriatingly bad as everyone remembers? Does it still deserve the hate it gets even all these years later? Let's take a look. As always, if you guys like this one, please give us a like and maybe even subscribe. If you don't, I might just add a high-pitched voice filter to all of my videos. And if you have any other episodes or shows you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments. Alright, let's dive in. So the episode starts off with one of the worst iCarly segments I've ever seen. A complete waste of everyone's time. I cannot believe they had the nerve to play the laugh track repeatedly during this scene. You're telling me millions of people tune in to watch this shit? Then they promote a rival content creator for free by showing clips from a real-life Fred YouTube video, Fred Goes Swimming, which, fun fact, is still on YouTube and has a whopping 80 million views and was posted over 17 years ago. I need to start a retirement fund.
Next on iCarly, Sam and I were gonna shave some stuffed animals.
Which is always a good time.
But now I'm thinking that instead we should watch another Fred video.
I'm thinking we should perform some copyright infringement instead of producing our own content. That's what she's really saying. I mean, seriously, they're just broadcasting Fred's video to their viewers. They're not even providing commentary or editing or anything. Kind of fucking ridiculous. Freddie says he doesn't want to watch another Fred video, and the girls look absolutely disgusted. They're fucking pissed that he's suggesting they actually make their own content. That's what it is. They ask him why not, and he says because Fred's fucking stupid and not funny. The show ends and Spencer runs into the room with his magic meatball, and this is one of my favorite side plots from any iCarly episode. But I do have to first point out, what the hell is Freddie wearing? He's a 3-star general again. He wears this shit later on in the episode I Fix a Pop Star. He's also layering 2 different shades of red. Brother needs some assistance here, man. Spencer explains the magic 8-ball meatball has special powers and says that someone once made $1 million by letting it pick stocks for them.
Will my phone ring in the next 5 seconds?
The answer is no.
spooky, huh?
That's what I thought. Why didn't they just make it 5 seconds? When you're editing, you can literally see the length of a clip. Why the fuck is it longer than 5 seconds? And I gotta be honest, that meatball looks deformed. That shit looks like it was homemade out of some wet newspaper plaster, like a kid's volcano project. Honestly, if you left that at an airport, people would probably consider it a bomb. And by the way, this is random as fuck, but McDonald's used to have iCarly Happy Meal toys, and one of them was the actual Magic Meatball. And I'm pretty sure it has the actual sound bites from the real Magic Meatball in the show.
Ask again later.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
The meatball says no.
The meatball says no.
Which is pretty funny. One last thing here. Spencer said he used this thing in 7th grade.
It's my magic meatball. I carried this thing around with me like all during 7th grade.
Did he change the batteries? I don't see any opening for batteries. How is he using it right now? This scene is an absolute core memory for me. Spencer is about to have some iced tea, but asks the meatball for permission first, and it says no. It also tells him not to drink the Wahoo Punch.
That's all we have. What am I supposed to drink? Ketchup?
The answer is yes.
And as a kid, this shit grossed me the fuck out. And it still does. But turns out, Jerry Trainer is actually just drinking yogurt with red food dye in it. Can you believe it? It looks just like fucking ketchup. He realizes Sam is on the couch eating a fat cake because she said she got hungry, so she came over. And then there's a knock on the door.
Hey, Carly home yet?
No, but everyone else is.
Damn! Put your phone away, Freddy. Learn some manners, bro. Disgusting.
Why are you drinking ketchup?
My magic meatball told me to.
Even though I know it's yogurt, this shit still makes me gag. I can almost taste the ketchup just watching it. Ugh! So Sam and Freddy get 4 different texts telling them to go to Splashface and search Fred is dead. And that kind of title would get you demonetized nowadays. Also, Shane Dawson made a video in 2008 making fun of Fred titled Fred is Dead. So this could be a little Easter egg for Shane Dawson fans, or it could just be a coincidence. I don't know. And straight up, this spoof of YouTube kind of makes me nostalgic for the old real YouTube. The 5-star system, that shit takes me back, man. Ugh. Also, I love how this has 27,000 views, but only 25 comments. What? Why does Fred get no interaction?
If you saw the last iCarly, then you heard Freddie Benson say he doesn't like my Fred videos. Now, I'm not gonna post any more Fred videos. Ever again. Internet, I click you goodbye.
And I remember as a kid thinking, oh shit, they killed Fred. But also, even as a child, I thought it was kind of sus that one negative comment from Freddie Benson would cause this reaction. When anyone who is present for the days of vintage YouTube probably remembers that the real Fred got plenty of hate comments. Even though he had millions of views and got massively famous and popular, there was definitely no shortage of people complaining he was annoying. So I never really bought that one negative comment from Freddy would cause this reaction.
You guys gonna be okay here alone until Carly gets back?
Sure. Why? I thought you were tired.
Yeah, but my meatball doesn't want to go surfing.
I love this plotline so much. It's absolutely hilarious. I love it. But at this point, I'm really worried about Jerry Trainer's Red 40 dye intake. That's the 3rd time they made my boy take a massive squirt of ketchup down the throat, and Red 40 dye can give you cancer. Cut to school where Freddy gets bullied by all his classmates who are Fred fans, and even gets kicked out of his nerd group.
What's up, guys?
You killed Fred!
All I did was give my opinion.
Well, your opinion stinks!
Easy, Sean.
I'm very sorry to say this, but the mathletes are subtracting you from the team.
What?
And I feel like these kids are realistically above the age group of Fred's target audience, right? Like, I remember being a pretty young kid when Fred was popular on the internet, and these are like 14-year-olds. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just find it funny that these older-ish kids have such a strong alliance to Fred. Like, these kids that spray painted the locker, they look like fully grown teenagers. Why are they so pissed off on Fred's behalf?
I've been kicked out of everything except the Junior Bow and Arrow Club. I'm out.
My gosh, that arrow was goddamn on fire. That's hardcore. Now I kinda wanna join the bow and arrow club. Even Freddy's own relatives hassle him about getting Fred canceled.
Well, it's not my fault he quit. Hey, you don't have to call me names. Oh, yeah? Well, you're a bigger one.
Who was that?
My Aunt Jennifer.
Then, Gibby texts the group to check out a website called neverwatchicarly.com, which no longer redirects you to Nickelodeon, but is still owned by someone. And that's kind of interesting because other websites mentioned on the show, such as Nevillosity, Neville's blog, still redirect you to Nickelodeon.com, even today, all these years later. Kind of bizarre.
How many people have signed up to support him?
Few hundred.
Okay, that's not so many.
Wait, I just refreshed the page. Now it's up to 3,000.
How many?
Refreshing. Yikes, 18,000.
Are you sure?
Refreshing. 90.
Okay, why don't we stop refreshing?
First of all, that's hilarious for the number to go up that unrealistically fast. I love it. But also, I don't know why Carly said that's the number of people signed up to support it, when really that's just counting how many people have visited the URL.
How many people have signed up to support him?
Like, what the fuck? Then, this happens.
What you got there?
It's a smoothie.
Hands down, one of the best lines in the entire iCarly series. This is a core memory for me. And of course, Spencer explains that he bought it because his magic meatball told him to. But think about it. The meatball only says yes or no. It couldn't have suggested that Spencer go out and buy an ostrich without Spencer bringing up the idea himself. Brother wanted an ostrich and was just looking for a way to blame it on someone else. And I looked it up out of curiosity. There are plenty of laws in Washington state against owning many different types of wild animals. You can't own a mute swan. You can't own a mongoose. But interestingly enough, there are no laws against owning an ostrich in Washington. Way to go, Spencer, and congratulations to the state of Washington. I mean, free the ostrich, am I right? The kids get hassled by paparazzi at the goddamn front door of their home. Is it really that serious? It's internet beef. Also, this scene was cut from the UK version of the episode. And I gotta point out, we are more than halfway through the episode. There's only 10 minutes left in the episode, and we have not actually seen special guest star Fred appear on screen except for, well, canonically on screen. Like the characters haven't even met him or interacted with him yet. And to be honest, I remember feeling kind of pissed as a kid. Like, where the hell's Fred? I thought they were gonna hang out with Fred. Where is he? The kids try emailing him to smooth things over, and Sam gives Freddy a hard time for being the whole reason they're in this mess.
This whole fight between iCarly and Fred is your fault.
I just said I didn't think his videos were all that funny. He's the one who overreacted and started this whole brouhaha.
Brouhaha? You can't say things like brouhaha and not expect people to hit you.
That's called victim blaming, Carly. Also, what the hell is Carly wearing? All of their outfits are tragic, to be honest. Which is kind of weird, because I feel like the outfits on Drake and Josh look fine. Even Zoe 101, for the most part. The outfits look fine. But for some reason, this show is chopped. Fred responds to their email and says he wants to meet up with them and talk, and sends his address in Shelby, Idaho, which is not a real place. And in real life, Fred is from Nebraska. But regardless, Freddy says that's 4 hours away. He's seriously making them drive 4 hours to come have an in-person conversation with them? They can't just have a web chat or a phone call or something? Downstairs, Spencer is offered a massive opportunity to have some of his sculptures featured in a big art exhibit. But of course, he has to get his magic meatballs advice before saying yes. And it keeps on saying no.
The answer is no.
That's it! You're not magic! You're just a mean meatball! I'm sorry, I was just arguing with my meatball. Marvin, get back in our room!
Our room is crazy. Is Spencer getting topped by the ostrich? Also, the guy runs out of the apartment in terror. But if he's used to dealing with artists, shouldn't he be used to some of them being freaks? Come on now.
Hey, will you drive us somewhere?
Sure, where?
Shelby, Idaho.
Okay. Marvin, I'm going to Idaho. Stay off of the internet.
So it's a 4-hour trip to get there.
That's about 4 hours from here.
That means this is an 8-hour round trip at minimum, and that's if they only stay to chat with Fred for like 5 minutes or less and make no stops for anything. They're really gonna leave that ostrich running loose in their apartment for a minimum of 8 hours? Brother's gonna get hungry. We finally arrive at Fred's treehouse with only about 7 minutes left in the episode. Who the fuck gets tiling done in a treehouse? How is this tree even supporting all the weight? This place is fucking huge. Fred pops up with a lemonade that looks delicious. I want to put that shit in my mouth right now. And are those storyboards behind him? What? It's not like he's making a damn movie. It's not like a Fred video is the most cinematic, beautiful creation of all time. Why the fuck are they acting like he storyboarded his shots out?
Say you think my videos are funny.
No. Why should I say?
Let me talk to the boy.
Sam.
No. Can I use this?
Please.
Sam, no, get away from me. No, ow, not there. Ow. Oh, good gravy. Oh, oh no. Your videos are hilarious.
What? What kind of lesson is this? You can just physically assault your way into compliance from others? What the fuck?
He's chuckling.
I see him chuckling. Why are you chuckling?
Because you guys are cute.
Freddy getting beat and injured is cute?
I was never mad. I love iCarly.
You said that Freddy hurt your feelings.
And that's why you stopped making your Fred videos.
Come on.
I guess they were going for some kind of plot twist here. Like, oh, surprise, Fred isn't actually a jerk. But honestly, pretending to be a jerk is kind of the same thing as, you know, actually being a jerk, because he still got Freddy beaten to shit. He explains that he staged the whole feud between Fred and iCarly as a publicity stunt, and that it's made both their platforms way more popular. Not a bad idea, sure, but shouldn't the other party involved be, you know, in on it?
What are you talking
When
about?
was the last time you guys checked your website ratings?
I don't know, like a few weeks ago.
Huh? You're the technical producer, Freddy. You should be checking after every single iCarly broadcast, if not every day. And especially with all the hate you've gotten at school and never watch iCarly.com, he didn't think to check and make sure that all that wasn't affecting their numbers?
We'll check them now. See? Web traffic to iCarly.com is higher than it's ever been.
What? There are no numbers. It's just a drawing of a chart with some random font on it. And how would Fred have access to that? Did he hack into the iCarly website? How the fuck would he have their analytics? Spencer pops up and says there's something out there trying to kill him. Either a large dog or a small bear. Because this episode needed some more violence. Sure. Nobody seems concerned or tries to help him. And I gotta wonder if this is kind of an inside joke about how the dogs featured in Fred's videos were actually really tiny. The ones he called squirrels. If you picture those little tiny things attacking Spencer, it's a pretty funny mental image. Now, Sam decides to kill Freddy once and for all, and flings him off the ledge of the treehouse. She then jumps after him to finish the job.
Sam, ow, ow. How come you...
Did you hear that cracking sound effect? I didn't add that. That's in the episode. She literally broke his spine. Poor Freddy. Fred apologizes to Carly and says, friends, then says, should we kiss?
Should we kiss?
No.
And honestly, what is it with the iCarly universe and its obsession with these flamboyant villains trying to kiss Carly? Neville, I'm looking at you too, buddy. The last scene is them bringing out Lucas on iCarly to prove to the world that they're officially friends and not fighting anymore.
See? We made up.
We're all good.
Oh, come on. You guys can do better than that. Hug! Hug! Hug!
Kiss! 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 That's what they should have been screaming. That would have been funnier. And something I find interesting is that they introduce him as Lucas, which is his real name, not as Fred. I kind of like how the episode shows him as a real human being who is a content creator, just like the iCarly kids are. It acknowledges that Fred is just a character he plays when he makes these funny videos. And sure, maybe they kind of flubbed by making the Lucas character too much of a jerk, but in theory, I think the setup could have worked way better for a full-on Fred TV show than what they actually ended up doing a few years later. In the Fred TV show, he's not Lucas playing the role of Fred, he's just Fred. That means you never get a break from the high-pitched squealing voice. Brutal for the actor's vocal cords and for the viewer's eardrums as well. Even people who really like the OG Fred videos found the show to be insufferable, because thinking something is funny for 3 minutes is a lot different than being able to sit through it for an entire 30-minute episode. And I honestly wonder why they didn't stick with the format they tested out here on iCarly, because a show about Lucas playing himself as a content creator, building up Fred's channel more and more, basically being a YouTuber, would have probably worked a lot better than what they did. And the episode finally ends with a scene in the style of the OG Fred YouTube videos, where Fred and all the iCarly characters run around screaming with high-pitched voices. True comedy. And I do have to point out that this episode ends with Spencer keeping the ostrich. Where the fuck is it in future episodes? What does he do with it? And honestly, if you ignore Fred's annoying ass voice for a second, an issue with this episode is its portrayal of Lucas as a character. This was some people's very first introduction to Fred and Lucas as a whole. And in the episode, his character is a lying jerk who gets Freddy unnecessarily physically assaulted, makes the gang drive over 8 hours for fake beef, then tries to kiss Carly for no reason. And I know I just touched on it, but to be honest, this episode has gotta be one of the worst offenders in the whole iCarly series in terms of how much Freddy gets abused while a laugh track plays over his pain and suffering. And genuinely, his only crime was expressing an opinion that Fred isn't that funny. Unacceptable. But it's actually kind of crazy how much of modern day society was predicted in this episode accurately. From getting canceled for having a different opinion than the majority, to celebrities lying to their audiences and using internet beef to get attention. It's all spot on. For something that came out in early 2009, it's actually damn impressive how much they got right about the world over 15 years later. And no offense to Fred, I wish him the best, but by far, the best part of this episode was the ostrich. But enough of me yapping. What do you guys think of iMeet Fred? Do you think it accurately predicted the future and contributed to the downfall of Fred? Or do you think this one gets too much hate? Let me know how you're feeling in the comments, and let's kick it. And as always, oh yeah, I gotta give a giant throbbing shout out to the channel and Patreon members. You guys are amazing. Your support means the world to me. Thank you. If you're still here, maybe check out some other videos and make sure you're subscribed. You might have a good time, you might not. I can't make any promises. All right, thanks for listening.